Let's take a look here. There we go. All right. Very good. Oh, I'm sharing my Ableton, my bad. All right. Let me kind of go over where we're at. So we have made quite a bit of progress. We've resolved quite a few bugs here. Let me just walk through this right now. Today, gonna try to get basically a game working where it's going to go back and forth. It's going to go through a priority list here and essentially walk through that list to kind of populate who's going where, if that makes sense. So I have everything pretty much ready here to do that. I overused a variable, but that's pretty straightforward. So that's why that did not populate there. And so basically, what I'm gonna do real quick is finish up the development here on populating the list. I want to be able to see that list and keep players be able to access that list. It's gonna need to be a little bit smarter. Right now, this is gonna be pretty simple, where it basically calculates the priority once, and it's not gonna be real smart about where it puts people where. I ultimately need to pull in speed into the equation, which probably will do today. Let's go ahead and get started there. So I think what I would do here, let me call this something good. I'll say like priority calc or something. Calc list. Priority calc list. Priority calc list. And so what this is doing is it's walking through this list. It's going to go through the characters 3 times. And it's meant here to calculate priorities. I'm going to have to push that into something like this, right? And then just go divide by 100 is essentially what I'm going to have to do, which is fun. Hey, Journey. Hey, doing pretty well. I have not. This is the first game I've ever coded. But, you know, I think we've discussed it before here, but I've got a background in avionics development, so this is pretty different. But you know, we do a lot of automation, and this essentially lines up with that. But yeah, this is the first game I've coded, and I've learned a lot in the short time I've been doing this. I'm not a software engineer, so a lot of, like, if you look at my old code versus what I'm doing now, very different. Looks like 2 different people coded it, and really it's just because before I was kind of focused on just, hey, make it work, doing very monolithic coding, right? And then now I've learned a lot more. So now I'm kind of working on cleaning a lot of that up, and I have much more kind of discrete functions, much easier to edit, much better to maintain. So a lot to learn, but it's coming along. Hope things are going well with you. Hope you're having a good week so far. I'm definitely having a pretty good one. It's gotten cold here. We've had today we had a little bit of snow even. Yeah, it's it really translates pretty well. I mean, if you do learn like game development, I think it's worth putting in your resume. Like now, if I saw, you know, whatever someone was working on from a game on someone's resume, they understand problem solving, they understand some software development, whatever languages that's in. So I think it's a good resume item, ultimately. This is giving me a pretty good appreciation for it, for sure. All right, so yeah, if I just do like a calc list like this and call it that, I think that'll get me pretty close. I can show you what I'm going for. So like right now I could do this quickly like this. But what I'm trying to do is I want to first put it into an array and then sort that array. And then after I sort the array, populate this list to like display. Right now, the way I'm doing it, it's okay. Oh, it didn't work. This works fine. So let me see why that didn't work real quick. Let's see. So we're clearing it. Good. I'm glad you're doing well. I'm adding text here. Display in the priority list. Let's go back. Let's see. Do I have the add item correct? I do. Interesting here. Should be populating my character priority. Oh, that's why. Okay, that makes sense. So this should just be in priority list. Okay, that should actually stay. That was one of my problems I had, so that helped. That should actually stay priority list, even though the other one is priority calc list. That's because I'm creating a new list based on that list. So you can see there now, what it's doing is it's calculating like when people will go. This is obviously wrong. There's not 3 of them, and when they move, it's gonna go away. But I can explain that one, I think. Ultimately, what I need to do is subtract this minus 100 times k, because you can see I'm walking through k here. And that's gonna let me actually do some calculation. This is a very rudimentary calculation. It's not really taking into account speed. But you can see here, this is kind of the order everybody's gonna go in. It's not perfect right now. So this is kind of a guess, and then I can turn that on and off. So when I move, and then one kind of thing to note is it's when people's priorities match, they're going to go in the order that they're added to the allies list, which is the group I made. So that's interesting and kind of arbitrary. It's okay. It's just going to be wrong on this list, which I need to fix. So that you can see as I move in things, they move down the list and it shuffles up, which is pretty good functionality. It's not perfect at the moment. But yeah, so this is where I'm at. So I can move people around. I can attack. It'll kind of tell me in the bottom left right now. This is all very ugly. We have a lot of cleanup to do. But yeah, I can do some attack. It has some randomization in terms of how much the attack deals based on attack. I can get critical hits, that sort of stuff. I can wait. So like as of now, there's obviously a lot of glitches. As of now, you know, we're pretty close to something that's kind of the general structure of what I'd want this to be. A lot of mechanics still to build. All the fun parts of the game left to build, but at least now we have a framework, which is really helpful. So yeah, and then we can kind of keep going here. All right, so I want to clean up this priority list a little bit. What I want to go do right now is I want to put it, instead of like all the numbers here, which are essentially their raw priority values, the way the system works is based on every character has a different speed. So like if you're an apprentice, whatever it is, you have a speed of 6, warriors have a speed of 5, and then each character has an assigned class. So every tick of my state machine, you add that whatever your speed value is to your current priority, and once it hits 100, it's now your turn, if that makes sense. So the way that works then right now is it calculates it once, so these first 5 are accurate, and then when it goes down the list, it just subtracts 100. So you can just see it's minus 75, minus 175, and so on. And then this is interesting. For negative numbers, the way the sorting works, the sorting is just sorting it in numerical order. And the way the sorting works is it's prioritizing. It's like alphabetical order. It's not really numerical order. I think that's the best way to put it. So here it thinks 175 should be above 125. So I have to fix that. Interesting. That's why I want to put it into an array. I don't have a lot of sorting options in this list like this. This is a nice, it's kind of nice because I can pretty quickly build it, right? But I don't have a lot of options in terms of like sorting it. So I think this is important enough. It's really important to be able to see kind of when you would go next, right? So I need to convert this into like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I need to sort that in an array. So I think I want to build like I'm trying to decide if I want to do like a dictionary with a key, and the priority be one of the keys. I think right now, if I just created this as a dictionary with basically a priority value and a character name. The problem with the dictionary. Okay. So the problem with the dictionary is I couldn't have multiples for one of either of these things. So if priority matched and I was using that as the key, that wouldn't work. And if character name matched and I was using that as the key, that wouldn't work. So dictionary wouldn't work. I need to build like a 2D array. And I don't know that Godot does 2D arrays very well. I don't actually know if it has that. I mean, I can do like, I probably can. I mean, I could just do like 0, 0 like this. I imagine it lets me do that. No, it doesn't. So I got to think about that. I could do like I don't know. It's challenging. I do think they allow for 2D arrays though. Let me check array. And a 2D array is different than an array 2D, which is interesting. Let's see. I could do an array of an array. I think that would work. Yeah. Okay, but I would probably lose some sorting ability. Interesting. Let's see here. Just gonna look through these functions and see what makes the most sense here. There's a duplicate. I could duplicate the array, sort it. Let's think here. Ultimately, I'm just trying to, I wonder if there's like a table. There is not. Let's see. I want something with a key. And so I think the only thing with a key is a dictionary. And I don't think I want to use a dictionary unless my key is just like 1 through whatever. And I could make a dictionary with keys 1 through 20. And then depending on when that person would go, I drop them into the correct position. That wouldn't be too bad. That would allow me to do what I'm trying to do, I think. And then based on priority, I could put them where they belong. That might be the way to go. So let's look at that real quick. So what that would look like is I would create a dictionary here. So this would be a dictionary, and I think I created a dictionary like this. I guess I could just do this. Dictionary. And then I could say priority calc list. I want to create this dictionary with 20 entries. So let's see. So that creates an empty dictionary. And then I think I want like, let's see. So these are the keys and these are the values. Yeah, I think this will work pretty well. Ultimately, I want to create a dictionary. Let's see, and I can have arrays in there, which is nice because then I can line up my keys with arrays. Okay, let's give this a shot. I'm gonna make a super simple dictionary with keys 1 through, let's just do like 1 through 10 right now. Okay. So ultimately the way to do this is as I'm sorting through, I need to look at the dictionary and I need to add depending on what this looks like. So the way this will look, and I'm just gonna add a comment to say, every one will look like key, which will just be priority number. Or maybe I'll say order number is the key, comma, and then I'll have 2 values in this array, and it's going to be character, character dot priority, comma, character dot name, and then I will look at the last value when I'm going through this. I'll look at the last value in the dictionary, and depending on the last value's priority, I will, let's see, I don't want to just look at the last one. I want to look through the entire list. Okay. So I think this is good. And then so what I'll do first is just assign values here. So I'll say like priority calc list dot, let's see what function I need. Let's see how we do that here. Do I just say equals? Okay. Yes, and I think I can just keep adding these here. Find some examples. Let's see. If I'm gonna add these, is there like an add here? Yeah, that's probably what I needed here. This Godot has a pretty good documentation, which I really like. Access it like an existing key and assign to it. Points. Okay. So I think this is pretty easy. First, I'm just gonna get my list down. Not gonna worry about sorting it yet. Basically, I'm gonna say, let's see how I did that. Priority list, and I would say I equals the value or the key, which is I, and then this is going to be an array, which is going to be character dot priority, comma, character dot name. Okay, so basically do that first, and then what I'm going to do here is for priorities in priority calc list. Actually, I want to say for dot keys, because I really only care to look at the keys. The thing about like a dictionary is you always want to reference them by the keys. So whenever you're like trying to get the list, this will convert it into an array of keys, which makes it so much simpler. Because then all I have to do is say priority calc list and then priorities, and that returns that value. And then I think I can actually say 0, and I can probably do text equals that. We'll do like string of that, comma, dash, comma, same thing, but 1. Okay, so it's gonna go through all the keys. It's gonna add this, and then I want it to do that. Okay, I added a lot of code here. That's doing nothing right now. I'm just gonna hide that. I think it'll work, and we'll find out. Let's see how close we are. I don't think it's gonna work because it's just hard for things to work first time. I have something there, which is kind of interesting. It's interesting that just one name popped up. Huh. Why is one per... Okay, so I'm guessing. Here's what I'm guessing. I'm guessing they're the last person in my enemies list. that are popping up. So then why is that? Okay. It looks like, oh, it's because I'm on I0 all the time. Okay. So all I'm missing here is plus equals 1. Basically, I stayed 0 the whole time. So I had to go update this to count through and increment I to allow me to assign the values to different parts, to different keys. But this ultimately, I mean, that worked. See? It's in the wrong order, which is understandable. And there's 3 of them because I'm not incrementing by k. So like if I want to do this, I should say minus k times 100. All right, let's see how close that is. All right, it's not in any kind of order, but I didn't expect it to be. And we're getting pretty close. So, okay, so now I know that I have, there were fewer values than I thought. Let me count them real quick. Let's see. There are 15, okay, or 20? There are 15, okay. So I'm going to 3, from 0 to 3. Interesting. I would think it'd be 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. No, because range is not inclusive of the last number, which is weird on GDScript and so unintuitive. To me, it should be included in the last number. But it's not. So for now, I gotta figure that out. Okay, so 3 is fine. We can make it 5. It doesn't really matter. But this is too simplistic. Ultimately, what it needs to do, it needs to calculate what their priority is going to be. So I'm kind of wondering if I should take each person's speed. Like if I take character dot speed and multiply that by 100, I would have a better idea of what their priorities are going to be in the future. And I'm wondering if I should multiply that by k times 100. Let's try that real quick. So let's do character priority times character dot speed times k. So this is interesting. I think I would add this. What it's going to do is it's going to show them counting up, essentially, which is kind of interesting. And then I think I would take this from like, let's see, it's not going to work. I'm going to have to build up a function for this. And I think for now, honestly, I might just keep the simplistic method. Because ultimately what that function needs to do is it needs to like simulate what's going to happen in priority. But the priorities are like, I mean, the speeds are like 6, right? You can see it counting up. So I think it's okay. I do need to replace these with the key. So instead of being that, I need to then take my dictionary, and there should be a sorting function in my dictionary. Let's go look, see what kind of sorting functions I have. Let's see what the options are. All right, we're just gonna search for sort. There are no sorting functions. Nothing called sort anyway. Interesting. Let's see what we got. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay. Let's see, merge. I can go to array and I can probably sort an array. I could build a sorting function. I don't really want to. I'd rather use something built in if I can. Okay, let's see. So we do have sort functions here. Sorts the array. It's not stable. That is considered equal. They have their order changed. Okay. Yeah, it's understandable. Sort in alphabetical order. Okay, what about sort custom? Let's see what we got. Sorts the array using a custom method. Custom method receives 2 arguments and must return either true or false. Interesting. Okay, so I create basically. Okay. This is what I need. I think this is good. So let's take this. That's great. This is actually really good. It's exactly what I need. Okay, let's take this. I will make this function down here for sort ascending. Oh, okay. That's interesting. I would think copying from their database, they would have them tagged correctly. That's okay. Super simple. Okay, so what sort ascending is doing is all it's doing is looking at A and B, the different values, and then if A is less than B, it returns true. So it's going to go through each one, and it should sort it for me. So I would, before this, essentially, I would say priority calc list dot sort custom sort ascending. I think that's what I do here. Let me go back to, probably not. Let me go back to my dictionary and find out. Oh, it was, wait, was that an array function? That was an array function. Okay. That's okay, because I can convert the keys to an array, or not the keys, the values, and sort them that way. Okay. So this is sort custom here. Okay, so the next thing to do then, and I'm just going to take a quick screenshot of this so I can retype it back up. All right. Very good. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do here then is looking back at this. I need to convert, so this dot values. This is an array, and I'll say dot sort custom for this. So here, I will take all the values. This will be an array of an array of an array. So let's check this. That should work. I'm going to create a new var. We'll call it array, priority array. Okay. Cannot return value of call to sort custom because it returns void. There you go. Alrighty. I do need to feed it. Oh, you know what? It shouldn't return void. Let's see. They're interesting. I think their documentation's a little bit off. That's okay. I think what I have to do here, it thinks it returns void. I just need to go like this. And now it should know it returns a Boolean. Let's see. Return value of call to sort custom. Is that what we're looking for? Maybe not. Cannot get return value of call. Oh, okay, I see. I don't even need that. What I need is this. Dot values, and then say priority array dot sort custom. Their documentation was fine. I was just confused. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then so dot sort custom, sort ascending, and then for our priorities in, we'll say in priority array. A priority array. So for priorities in priority array, let's see. And here I would just go priority array 0, priority array 1. But I think instead of this, I would actually go I equals 0. And then I could say I plus equals 1. And so really I would say like this. I, comma, and I'll go ahead and pull a format. What this is a format. It essentially allows me to format that I however I need to. And so I want it to look pretty good. I think that'll do it. Let's see if we can run that and see what that looks like. Okay. I think it's an opposite backwards order. Oh, interesting. Oh, interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's take another look here. Okay. So let's print here. I'm going to print priority array and see what that actually looks like. I think I'm only taking 2 values, and it could just be like the last 2. Okay, no, I have a full array, and it looks pretty good, actually. So it's post developing the array. Okay. So after I'm developing the array. Interesting. So I go develop this dictionary. I think I'm converting it into an array. No, that should work. And then I'm taking all the values. I'm not sure what this and Garrick is. I guess that could be just how. So it's definitely how the array is coming up. Kind of interesting. I guess it's working. Maybe that's just how the array formats. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why it's coming up with an and sign here. That's okay, because I am getting the values I want. And then let me print here. Let me print priority array. Let's just take the first value in there and see what just that value looks like. Because from there I can maybe kind of try to figure out. Okay. Interesting. What's interesting is that it's counting. Okay, here's why. Here's what's going on. It's counting up because priority is changing until this point. So that's actually good because that means it's actually grabbing the live values. So that's really good. I think that's good progress so far. Okay. So now that's sorted. It's in reverse order. That's okay because we're flipping the order of the items once we add them. Okay. So then what I need to do for priorities in priority array, which makes sense. Here's what's going on. Priorities. I was grabbing the value of the array instead of grabbing the value of the value. Okay. Obviously it doesn't like priorities, but obviously I don't know how to spell. All right, let's give that a go. I feel pretty good about this. Look at that. It is in opposite order, which is fine because I can flip that. That gives me 25 values. That's really fantastic. It's just actually just a priority number that's backwards. So what I can do there, let's see. What I want to do probably is say this equals 25. So I have like a set value, like a set number. Minus equals 1. And that should return the right list. Let's find out. Okay. And then what I would do is not reverse the list. I don't even think I want to sort it. I think I just want to add them to the list in the order that they're in the array. Let's find out. Oh, I do want to reverse it though. Okay, so that was that's where some of the problem was coming in. Okay. So I don't want to sort it. I do want to reverse it. Let's see what happens. All right. So now I pretty much have a list. It's very rudimentary. What I'll probably do here is up here, I will probably create a new function that just says function calculate future priority. And right now, it's just going to be return character dot priority minus k times 100. Right. What I'll do in the future is I will put the calculation down there, and I'm going to take in a value k, and then all I have to do here is say calculate future priority, and I might do character dot priority because I could use this later, or character comma k, and I would do character comma k. I think that would work. And then I don't have to worry, like I can go edit that one function as I make my mechanics better. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So then the next thing to do is let's get rid of, I don't need to actually say the priority value, right? That can be a hidden value. What I want to know is what order they're in. So there you go. Now we know what order they're in. That is successful. And so Arya is going to go first, and this should be in the right order because now I'm actually doing the order of the enemy ally list. So we got Alara, and I should have test character next. Look at that. And then next should go Kayle. There you go. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, first thing down, problem solved. Feel pretty good about that. Yeah, thank you, appreciate it. Oh yeah, I also did some accuracy stuff. Okay, cool. So I feel pretty good about that. Now I have the priority list. I think the next thing I want to do here, so the goal is, I need to, finish basically a single player turn-based fight. I could almost do that. There's still a bunch of bugs, and we'll work out the bugs. One thing I don't have is actual death. I have something close, and I'm gonna crank up the. Let's do this real quick. I'm just gonna crank up the actual attack to like 50, just so we can see what this looks like. Make that one 40. Just so there's some variation. All right. Cool. So what this looks like, I'll just move. Doesn't matter, I'll just attack my own guy. Okay. So let's go ahead and kill someone real quick. Oh, interesting. Oh, never mind. I thought for a second that that my person's health went down. There's a miss. That does make it a little fun already, just there being a little tiny bit of variation. Okay, so let's see. So when someone dies now, they do die, right? Like, I mean, there's an actual, oh wait, so you can, I need to fix that too. It's interesting, so that takes it sort of like 10 priorities. So they do die, right? They're on the ground. The problem, you might have seen this from last time, is like, oh, they can't move anymore, but it still selects them. That's right. I did set where if they're dead, their velocity gets set to 0. But obviously, they're trying to. So the next thing I need to do is set their priority to 0 as well, which will keep them off the priority list. Actually, I got to think through that one. So I'm thinking like I do want some kind of permanent death situation in here in order to calculate, kind of thinking like if you've ever played D&D, when it comes back around to your turn, there's going to be something that triggers and says, hey, do you live to the next round, right? The way like Final Fantasy Tactics has done this is they just have like a countdown timer. I don't think I want it to be something like that. I think I do want to kind of have a dice roll. Hey, thanks for following, Javier. Appreciate it. I think I do want to have a dice roll of some kind. So I want that mechanic to be a little bit different, but I think I need to maintain priority for that. So basically, I think in my priority state machine, right, here I have if this. What I can do here is I can say if ready player 0 dot unconscious. I have no idea if I spelled that correctly, probably not. Let's check. So I've got an unconscious. Let's see, out of health is what I called it. Let's check. Yeah, I just have unconscious. I actually think I spelled it right. I won't say I'm great at spelling, but that one's pretty good. Okay. Oh, nope, I didn't. There was a C in there. They hit a C in there. Okay, so if unconscious, then what I want to do is go ahead and remove me from the queue. And I think that's good. So now when someone dies, I'm going to turn this up a little further even to like 70. All right. So now when someone dies, they should get skipped essentially in the turn order, which is basic. Okay, let's see. She should be next. She should be dead. All right, and then I'll wait. Oh, it crashed. Okay, so if ready player, I need this to be an elif. Basically, it crashed because I removed them and there was nobody else ready, right? So that's okay. It should do one or the other. Should not do both. All right, let's try it again. Okay. Man, I have a lot to clean up there. I'll probably start cleaning up those things here in a second. Okay, so then I can wait. And yeah, it just skips them. But it does recognize that person went. So that's great. I think that looked really good. Okay. So that's good. Now we have kind of a death mechanic. Okay, so I can move. I can attack. I'm going to fix a couple of these bugs real quick. Let me show you a couple of these because these are there are some interesting bugs. First one is when I hit move, you can see the hover square just starts to really hover above the ground. It's over the right square, I think. I think what's going on is my Y value, I guess Z value in this case, is set wrong until I move and then it locks down. I think that's a pretty easy fix. And then also I think it should start on your character whenever you hit move. But that's what I'm gonna work next. Let me resolve that because that's been bugging me. So let's take a look here. All right, that's gonna be in my world. And essentially might be under my camera. But all right, so let's see. When I go into, let's just follow this back. Essentially, when I press move, it is going to identify movement cells first off. So it's going to go over to identify movement cells. going to do that. I may be able to fix this pretty quickly by just creating a return trigger here. So essentially at some point, I could just return back to my, let me see if I'm setting any target positions here. I don't think so. But yeah, this is the only thing here. So I probably just need to do return trigger when I hit move. Let's check that. I think that's a world dot trigger return, or maybe it's return trigger. Let's check. Oh, we'll type in trigger. Oh, it's camera, I think, actually, not world. Let's go check that down there. Trigger, return triggered. Okay, so pretty close. And basically what I'm thinking is I can make this really simple. One thing I want to do is a lot of the stuff that's in world does have to, so this should all be like navigation of the world. I may be able to move that into my environment node though, and leave the world as just like a 3D space. So I'm kind of considering that. There is a lot I call in here on that kind of grid 3D space I'm on, but yeah, I'm not quite sure yet. Gotta think about it. Okay, so here I want to trigger a return, and I think that may solve my problem, at least for movement. I think I have the same problem on my attack cells, but my attack cells need some help. Okay, so if I hit move, no. Okay, so somewhere after I hit move, I reset this. Let's check what's happening. So this didn't help. I'm gonna comment this out. What happens next? So I determine kind of what the movement types are. I probably set some trigger values. I should send signals. Signals would be a better way to do this, but that's okay. Let's see, I call navigation. So let me go to the navigation node. I don't think the navigation node is setting any triggers, which it shouldn't. The navigation node should be entirely self-contained, and I think it is. So that's probably not it. Let's see. Candidate remove at. Player position. So I do grab the player position, use that. Interesting. After I identify movement cells, what do I do? Get move cells, is that one of the functions I'm calling? Get move cells. So I say if move state. Grab the move cells, okay. I'm guessing I'm setting the move state. Let's see where I'm setting move state. Okay, so when I toggle on move, I set the move state. Okay. And when do I call this? So I get the move cells. Ooh, this is it. Why am I doing that? Interesting. I had to have a good reason for that, but I think it's to try to reset my... Okay, that's not it. I do need that. That essentially resets my hover. Okay. Very, very interesting. So it doesn't have anything to do with this though, which is good to know. I gotta close this out. Very, very interesting. Let's go back to move state. All right, so I need this back. Okay, so then we'll get move cells. Okay, and that basically just puts a move grid over everything, which is good. And then I need to see what else goes on in move state. If move state, I'm not moving, but moves possible, move my character. Not quite there yet. If I'm in move state, get move cells and set my hover cell. We know that this wasn't the case. We know that this did not cause... I know I could comment that out and it still has the problem. So that's good to know. I am curious if I commented this out. I bet if I comment that out, it doesn't do it. I'm gonna have all kinds of other problems. I might not even be able to get to the move. Okay, I can get to move. Yeah. Okay. So it's grabbing the next cell, and I'm guessing because it's navigating. Obviously, I'm having the problems here. Because of how it's navigating and setting my target cell, the next grid is floating above the one I'm looking for. So I do need this, but it's actually when I'm selecting selected grid. So then I have to figure out where I'm selecting selected grid. So there should be something that says selected grid equals something. Actually, maybe it's doing it from the camera itself. Let's check that out. A lot of interesting places where code goes. And this is where I think having really good organization would really help. That's something I don't have in a lot of my older code. I'm trying to focus on it now, and I will come back and clean up a lot of this, because just maintaining code that looks like this, well, this one's not bad. Maintaining code that looks like this is nearly impossible. Okay, so I believe I set my selected grid here though. I do. Only if I'm in mode 0 or 2 though. Which is interesting. I actually may not even need that because I think I'm setting it elsewhere. I'm trying to think of what mode. I think I'm actually in mode 3 when I first go into move mode though. Okay, let's check. Okay, so I do still have the problem. So yeah, so I think I'm in mode 3, so I don't think it has to do with that. Now we figure out where else are we setting selected cell. And I imagine I'm doing it here. So it equals target position. Let's see what mode I'm in when I first go into move state, because that's what I need to figure out. So if I'm not mode 3, I will immediately go into mode 3 as long as I have an active player, and I do have an active player. Let's see what else I have. So I have an active player. If I am in move state and I don't have an active player, I'd grab focus on the UI. Okay. I think it's here. So I think I'm in mode 3. Let me look at the movement for mode 3 or the selection. Okay, so this does say selected grid equals target position. I think then, and I'll test this out. If I do vector 3, 0, 1, 0, I think this has a big shot at working. Let's give it a go. Here we go. Ah, no, not quite. Okay, so it's not that line. What happens if I just comment that line out? I imagine other things break, but let's check it out. I do think I'm getting put in mode 3. Let's see. Yeah, I can comment it out. It still goes up. It actually still surprisingly works. I'm gonna print my mode real quick. Just here, because I think that mode's important. Oops. Print mode. This should tell me what mode I'm in when it's showing the wrong cell, which should help me pinpoint the problem. Okay, mode 3 right now. Movement. Ah, interesting. So I actually go to mode 1 for a moment. Do I stay in mode 1 as I'm navigating? I probably do, because I think I forced myself into mode 1 when I use my my directional pad. I do. So it's only when I'm on top of my character and not in move state that I'm in mode 3. Okay, interesting. So the problem's not in mode 3 then. Let's go back to mode 3 and make sure this is back on, because I don't want to break other things. So in mode 1 then, how am I setting selected grid? Okay. I do use mode 1 a lot. So it's going to have to do with how I set my target position then. I think what I want to do then is when I go into movement mode, I think I'm going to want to set my target cells back to this right here. Target cell 0 back to my character's grid points. Now I wonder if I'm already doing that. Target cell 0 equals target position. So it's on return. Yeah, and I did trigger a return, didn't I? Let me see if that's another thing I want to check. I want to see if it actually comes up with this returned there. If it does, that's part of the problem. Let's see. Oh, that was interesting. Okay. Let's see on the next one. Okay, it was too fast. I couldn't see it. I need to... Let's try this real quick. Eagle eye right now. Interesting. So it's kind of throwing me all over the place. I don't think I'm explicitly calling it, I think is what that tells me. But I need to. So I don't think if I return, I don't think I want this to be current position. Okay, I see. I got it. Okay, so it's going to return, and it's very possible that I don't have an active player yet. Okay, that I'm almost positive is what's going on. I probably need to wait longer than a 1/100th of a second. I probably wait 1 second and then grab this. And I probably do want to do return triggered when I switch over, or when I hit move, I guess. Interesting. Okay. So that's in world, in identify movement cells here. I can do return triggered. Basically the first time it identifies them, just go back to the character. All right, so now it's gonna wait a second before it does this. Interesting. It's pretty instant. And I don't think it returned. Let me turn off the mode now because I know what mode I'm in. Let's keep looking. Keep trying to figure out what's going on. Okay, I don't want to print mode. Interesting. Let me look at what else is going on in mode 1. Okay, target. You know what? I shouldn't be doing target position there. I should be doing target cells. So here, that's not what I want. On this return, oh, I do set target cells to target position. Okay. I set current position to floor. I think what I'm gonna do instead of this, I think I'm gonna say target position equals this. Else, let's be explicit. That should return the target position here, the character position. Okay, let's give that a shot. Okay, obviously it didn't work. And it doesn't even return anymore. Oh, it does. It just waits a 1 second. Okay, I got it. I don't think that helps me. So I can leave this at 0.01. I still think this is a good code change. So I'm going to leave it. very, very surprised here that... Okay, so I get the latest player. If there is a player there, I set my target position to be the position of that player, otherwise it's the current position, which is fine. Yeah. And then target cell 0 is target position. So from there, interesting. Let me check one more time, because it should be returning when I first hit the move button. If I hit move, it's not. Okay, so I'm not actually doing a trigger return there, even though I want to. Let's fix that. That probably fixes the problem. Let's see. So it's in world, I think. Camera return triggered. Oh, there you go. Okay, that should fix the problem here. Look at that. It did it. Doesn't fix my attack one, but that looks pretty good. Oh, and then I break it. Okay, that's another thing I have to fix. I'll probably fix that next. I think I'm going to do the attack ones next. Okay, so that does fix this problem, which is really nice. I'm glad I fixed that. Okay, now I can go into move mode, and it doesn't hover. It fixes another issue I had as well, which is, I'll go to someone else. When I hit move before, it would teleport to where I was last selecting before I targeted that character. So that actually solves several problems and makes this much more controlled. Yeah, big fan of that. Oh, it still did it. Look at this. Okay, interesting. So it is going back and forth, and I think what's going on is this is a really interesting bug. So I think what's going on here is that bridge, when I'm gonna go off here. So essentially, when I'm on a cell that has multiple heights, it returns those heights as a multi-layer thing, right? So I have an array that stores these values for what these heights are. Then when I hit the return button, let's see if I can reproduce it. When I hit the return button, it replaces one of those values with the value I am going to. Therefore, you end up with this. Cool. That was fun because we figured out live what the actual problem was, and it's really easy to fix. Ultimately here, what I need to fix is I need to take, when I am doing return triggered, which is my camera function here, man, I need to take all of this and put it in its own function. Let's do that first. I'm going to start cleaning this up on the go. So we're just going to say trigger return. And then I'm going to have a new function called trigger return. All right. And basically this. Not going to be perfect right now, but it's pretty good. And then right here, I have to clear target cells first. Equals this. Clear target cells, and then do that. I'm glad I caught that bug, because I think that catching that on accident should be pretty rare. I did not like that. Okay, I could just say equals vector 3 0 0 0. It just the problem was there is no 0. I could append it. I don't want to append it. I want to keep it pretty explicit. So we'll just do that. All right. Let's see. So now, if I do that, it no longer bounces. Okay. Perfect. Oh, I don't even have a record of that bug. That was too fast. Okay. So this looks pretty good. Fantastic. Okay, let me check it, make sure when it's on the ground, it's not going to do it. Oh, it didn't like that. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I think here then I need to say if target position, let's look at the array and see if there's like a has value. There probably is, if I had to guess. Let's see, has. That's looking at the value though. I need to look and say, hey, is there one of these based on the key? So let's see that. I could do the size. I could do size for sure. I would do size 1 plus iter. If you abbreviate, or not abbreviation is not the right thing. If you shorten iteration, is it iter or iter? Dot size is greater than or equal to 1 plus iter. So basically, if it's 0, right? If the size is 0, it'll be a size with 1. If the size is 2, it'll be a size of 2. Okay, that should fix that problem. Again, that was a nice butt catch. All right. Oh, it didn't like that at all. Oh, okay. That's why. We just missed our function designation. Non-existent size. Base 3. Oh, target cells. Okay. We'll get there. Cool. Okay. Let's check this out. Let me just move these characters because the other ones are closer. All right. So now that works. That works. Make sure it doesn't do anything weird. Okay. So I feel pretty good about it. I think that works. I do need a method. Okay, I think the next thing I'm gonna do is a method to cancel when I move or attack. Right now I cannot, right? And what it means is if I go to like this, right, and I go to attack, and I don't have anyone to attack, I soft lock. I don't want to soft lock. So, and I can't select anybody else. I'm just done. So I need it if I'm in attack mode or move mode and I hit the cancel button. I essentially need to drop attack mode and move mode. I might even be able to make it a little simpler than that. Let's see. When I hit the cancel button, I think it's in here. Oh, it's in world. World. Cancel. Okay, so cancel action. All right. That's not quite. Oh. Okay, so if I hit cancel, do cancel action, it clears active player. It also needs to set move mode equals false. Attack mode equals false. I think that's what those things are. Attack state. Is it attack state? Probably. Okay. And then move mode. Move state. Okay. Interesting. It's interesting that I went with state. I mean, it's fine. They're disjoint. All right, let's see if that works. That should clear any move mode or attack mode, so I should be able to go back. Move. Okay. Oh, interesting. All right, go away. Very, very interesting. I wonder how I got over here. That's okay. But I don't lock back in here. I need to also set them to all to disabled. So I actually need to set all of them to disabled, all of my buttons. So let's do that. That's going to be in here. This is what I want. But I don't want to set disabled. I just want to set them as not pressed. Okay. It's be in world. And basically, let me see actually here. What I probably want to do, instead of having that everywhere, I probably just want a function here to clear that. So I'd have like function clear UI. And I would have, oh, interesting. It's different every time because I don't want to disable them all. I would want this though. Is there anywhere else I'm doing that? Huh, okay. I mean, yes, every time. So I could have like clear UI. And then I would still need that, which is okay, I guess. It's all right. Not super clean, but I'm gonna use that function a lot, and so maybe that is really useful when I add buttons and things. Okay. All right, that's not even doing anything. That's fine. Okay, so now I have clear UI. So what I can do now is just call. Let's go ahead and make this unique. So then I can just call playerinfo.clearUI. And that should disable all of these. Which is in world. So instead of this, I would say playerinfo.clearUI. And that should knock me out of, I don't know if it'll let me refocus on the list yet, but it does. Good. Okay. I also need to make it when you re-click on someone. Okay. Oh, there you go. So I'm no longer focused on the list. Okay. Interesting. I wonder why. Okay, ultimately though, I think that's pretty easy. I think every time I return, I should focus on one of them. I wonder if I could focus first on attack and then focused on move. It should always be able to grab one of those. I wonder if that works. Let's see. So this is return triggered. It's a camera function. Let's see. Focus. Let's grab it from someone. That's the confirm button. Okay, here's move. And then return. Trigger. Oh yeah. I had trigger return here. So then what I can do is I can do this. And I think I would do that first or second. I could do some if statements. I mean, that's a little sloppy. I'll see what the, that's probably lazy programming. I'll see here what happens. Okay, and then if I actually move. Oh, interesting. I broke it. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, I did break it. Basically, because I'm probably doing some return triggers. So I use that function actually quite a bit. And in doing so, it is regrabbing focus on move and attack, which I don't want. So I don't think this is the right way to go. It's the simple way. Don't think it's quite the right way. I think it needs to remember which one I had focus on, and when I re-engage, let's see. Yeah, so that fixes that. And then essentially when I re-engage here, it needs to automatically grab. So let's see. I do need these. I just have to find the right place to put them. It's going to be during a player's turn. I wonder if just every time I have a character selected, if I should grab focus on move. I do have this. If target position. Okay, let's see. If get move. If I'm in move confirm mode, which I wouldn't be, or I'm in move or attack confirm mode. Okay, I do that. Okay, this is if I'm not in mode 3 and I have an active player, which is true. And then it says go to mode 3. There. And then if my target position. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so if my target position, which I don't really use as much anymore, maybe I should say here instead if target cells 0. And I don't really know why on the last one, but essentially that should grab focus back on move. Okay. It is not. I'm gonna do a print here. Print. I'll just say like here. Just so I can see if I've entered that position in the code. Let's see. So it's there right now. So it should be grabbing move basically and staying focused on move. If I cancel that, I am no longer at here. And when I grab, I am no longer at here. Even though my target position should be correct. Let's look at that. Okay. So it might be that I'm in mode 3. Let me print my mode as well. And if I'm in mode 3, that could be a problem. Okay, let's check. So I'm in mode 3. Then I go to mode 1. Cancel. I'm in mode 1. Return, I'm in mode 3. Okay. And then when I'm in mode 3, I do nothing. I have no mode 3 anythings. I do say, hey, if I have an active player, if I'm in move state and I'm not in move confirm mode. There it is. Hey, thanks for stopping in, Journey. Yeah. Have a good night and I appreciate it. Yeah, hope to see you again soon. It's always good to talk to you. Okay, so this is the problem though. Essentially, I am grabbing focus back at the UI control when I am in move state, but I'm not in move confirm mode. The problem with that is I don't think I'm leaving move state when I cancel. Actually, I think I am. I think I am. Thank you. All right. Let's see. Okay, so cancel. So I am clearing move state. Interesting. So even though I'm clearing move state, so it would not, that just means it wouldn't go in there. So what I should do is just have an else here. If I have an active player, so I have an else mode 3. I just need to grab focus on move. That should fix it. Feel pretty good about it. Okay. So here, cancel, back. Okay. Another bug. I can no longer navigate the menu. That's just because I'm grabbing move every time. So, interesting. If I'm in mode 3, I do want, when I enter that, to go ahead and grab move. What I probably need to do is set up a actual state machine, and that would make this a lot easier. And I might do that later, because then I could just say, hey, on entry of the state machine, go ahead and grab focus on the move. And I will do that, probably not tonight, but I will rearrange this as a state machine just because it's going to make everything, it's going to make my whole life easier. I'm guessing that's important. Okay, and then the next thing here then, I can probably say, there's probably an if statement I could say here that would trigger me to grab move once. And I think what that looks like is if UI control dot focus or has focus. Let's check. So what I can do here is just look at the documentation here. Search focus. There should be, to get focus, use grab focus. Let's see. I could do focus mode. Okay. I assume there's probably like a has focus method. Yes. Okay, I was correct. So this returns true if this has the current focus control. Okay, so I feel pretty good about that then. And then ultimately, what that means, that's in camera. What that means is, yes, if it has focus, do this. That's it. That should be every time. And that should be pretty straightforward. Okay, I cannot navigate my menu right now. Interesting. So it always thinks the UI control has focus, and here's why. I think that's the case because all of my menus are children of UI control. Okay. That probably makes sense. I probably need focus mode here. I can say focus mode, and I can say UI control dot focus mode. Oh, you know what? I think that does it. If this here actually is at where you have focus and not just all the children, this will work. Okay, I can navigate my menu now. If I return back, I'm on move. I can't get off my menu. That's great. Can't get over to that other little menu over there. I can cancel. I can cancel. Great. Now what if I move first? And then I go to attack and I cancel. Okay. I mean, it just highlights it, but it's disabled. Yeah, that actually looks pretty good. Okay. I think the next thing I need to do is fix this attack. Let's see. So one of the things with the attack is I can attack off the map. I can't navigate to it. Oh, that actually, I don't know if you saw that bug. Ooh, I wonder if I can recreate that. Oh, that was interesting. Essentially, it put a hover block above my head. Okay. Interesting. That's good. Ah, that did. Okay, so it's just because I haven't fixed the tack yet. Ultimately, I have not fixed the tack yet to do what move does, which is essentially return me back. So I can do that now. Essentially, I need to go back into, I say essentially a lot. Essentially is the word of the day, which is good. Okay, let's go to world. Okay, I need the attack state. And I need to see where it gets set. So get attack cells. Okay. Ultimately, I need get attack cells to look a lot like the move ones. Which is just this. And I actually think this is the simplest it gets, right? There's going to be a whole lot more I need to do here. I think I can actually just say if what is the word there? Has cell. Let's see, in get cell, what is it called? Essentially, there's a list of all of the cells that are used. And I can't remember what it's called here. Get used cells. Get used cells. Perfect. So ultimately, here in the attack, I can say if player position in get used cells actually maybe here. Oh man, this is so bad. Let's fix this. I'm gonna make this a little more modular. I'm gonna have a get weapon reach, and I'll say player node. Okay. Function get weapon reach player node comma, I think that's it. That's all I want to get. And then what I'll say is get node player node dot range, which means I need to add range to this. Export var range. Okay. And then I would need to add this to the script to load the range. Range equals assign class dot range. And then I need on ready to initialize the range. Okay. So now I've got that, and now I should have a range for my characters, and then I can come in here. I can set range. So I'm going to set range for my warrior at 1. My apprentice I'll set at 3, or maybe 2. Let's say 3. All right. And ultimately, I'm going to use my other function again. Let's see. There is a function called get that's in the world. Okay. So get weapon reach. I think I can do that within get attack cells. It's going to look a lot like get my movement cells. Let's see what that one looks like. Identify movement cells. It's going to look just like this almost. Except I'm going to have attack cells instead of movement cells. Okay. I don't think I need any of this, right? Is any of this useful at all? Just attack cell num. But I think this is as simple as interesting. So here I am not highlighting the cells. So I need to highlight selected cell. And I can probably actually pass in here what I want to highlight it with. So cell to highlight. Oh, interesting. Let's just select, that's the one selected cell. Okay, I don't want to modify that. It's going to be get move cells here. Maybe I change get move cells just to like highlight cells, and I take player node. I don't think, yeah, we need the player node, I guess. That's fine. I need movement. Or I need, we'll say highlight cells, and we'll say highlight cell type. And then what we can do is we can say highlight cell type here, highlight cells here, and player node stays the same. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. Huh. I think that probably needs to go away. But I need to move this over to the movement cells. Okay. That needs to be in the identified movement cells, which essentially I should run through the movement cells for check cell in movement cells if vector 3 is in the allied position list. I would say movement cells dot remove at. Is there a, let me see real quick if in an array there's like a remove the value. There probably is. Remove value. Erase. No, that's erase the whole thing, I'm sure, right? Well, removes the first occurrence. Okay. So yeah, I could say erase, and that would work. Okay, so I'd say movement cells, erase, check cell. And then this would need to be check. Okay. That's good. I'm gonna leave the attack cells for now. And then you go up to line 96. Get move cells. Active player. What is my definition there? Highlight cells, which is going to be movement cells. Comma. This should return movement cells, right? Return movement cells. Yeah, this is going to be a lot cleaner. Okay. And then the next thing it needs is highlight cell type, which should be move cell num. Okay. I think this would work. It's not super clean yet. Excuse me. Okay. That worked. First try. That's not gonna work. Okay. Which I didn't expect it to be honest. That felt pretty good. Okay. That was a lot of code and without testing, but it worked. A lot of refactoring. Okay. Whew. The next thing I need to do here is let's start working on calling this as a return function. So I need to figure out right now when I am identifying. Here, it's just on move pressed. I think what I need to do is on move pressed. I need to go into move state. When do I enter move state? Okay. Huh. If move state, get move cells. Interesting. Am I just like racing it? That can't be right. When do I identify move cells? On move pressed and on move toggle. I see. Okay. I see. Okay. That's not too bad. I don't need this anymore. I think I can say here, if move state, and I would have to have an active player. So I think I would want to bump that under there. And instead of movement cells, I would say identify movement cells. Active player. Okay. I think that would work. Let's check. Again, a lot of refactoring without testing. Let's find out though. Okay. Oh, but I can't move off of here. I did break it. Let's see. I probably broke it right where I'm looking. Oh, did I get rid of move state? I don't think so. Let's check real quick. I think I can get rid of. That's weird. I think here I can get rid of this. Not quite. I may just keep triggering this over and over again, actually. Yeah, okay, so this might not quite work how I want it to. Yeah, not quite. Which is fine. This is probably better, I guess. I should still explicitly pass it, and I probably just don't need to return this then. All right, let's try that. Interesting. Oh, that was interesting. I didn't like that. Okay. It was a fluke. Okay, I can at least get by. Okay. That still feels pretty good. Okay, so the next thing I want to do then is start working on the attack nodes, pulling them in. So basically I should have the same kind of thing. Identify attack cells. So instead of get, I'm going to say identify attack cells and then get attack. Well, don't even need the get attack cells part. I should just say highlight cells. Highlight target cells. Get move needs to change to highlight target. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do this because, well, I guess I can say identify attack cells. That's not how it's gonna work though. It's gonna work the same way, where essentially here on attack, toggle that, and then I need the on attack pressed to identify my target cells. Let's do that. I already have it. Okay, let's go to it. Okay, I just have UI grab focus. Basically, I want on attack pressed. Put these all next to each other. Very good. Okay, so now what I have is, let's go back to here. Go to method. Oh, that's not where it is. Okay, it's broken. Okay, so on attack pressed, I need to do all these things. I should have movement cells and I should have attack cells. I need the attack cells to do this. So I need to go take my movement cells up here. I need to have our attack cells equals same kind of thing. Array of vector 3s. I can probably still use candidate cells. I think that's fine. Identify attack cells, and so player position, yeah. Candidate cells is that. Instead of movement speed, here, I would have range. And let's see, I have my grids, enemy position list. Okay, I don't think I want this last one on this one because I do want to be able to attack my enemies, obviously. So a little difference here. Okay. And then candidate cells, push back, grid cell. Okay. There should be, so those are all my candidates. Player position. -1 candidate cells. You know what? I'm kind of thinking that this function, let's see if I think I'm using movement speed. Ah, okay. Not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. Instead of movement speed, I need to pass in and say distance int. Make sure distance isn't used anywhere else. Okay. And then I can get rid of this. I also use jump speed, which is interesting. Maybe I'll say level distance int. And then I'll say vertical distance int. And for now, I'll make this simple. Make movement speed level distance and jump speed. I will make vertical distance. How's I calculating that? Okay. Vertical distance. And then back to world where I'm calling the A star. Navigation dot A star comma dot movement speed comma okay jump speed. I think I'm in world, right? Yes, I don't need the world. That's awful. Smart undos. Okay. So that should give me movement speed, jump speed. Real quick, I'll just make sure that that works. It should work now. Make sure nothing breaks when I move around. Let's check here. That looks good. Okay. I want to get over that wall, make sure that jump speed's working okay. Okay. I think that works. Excuse me. Okay. I want to check and make sure I can't jump up this building. Oh, that was really interesting. Oh, never mind. My mouse just highlighted a cell, I think. This. That's really interesting. It's highlighting people. What is, okay. I'll see what's going on there. Let's see. Is it just when I'm in confirm mode? Is it when I'm in confirm mode and I highlight something? Okay. Is it when I'm moving in confirm mode and I highlight something? Yes. Okay. That's sort of interesting. Does it work when I do like this? No. Okay. Well, that's interesting for sure. I will make a note of it. All right, let's see. And then if I hit cancel, I go back, I can move again. Okay. I think that worked. And then what I can do then is mess with my other function in there too. Do the same thing. Level distance, vertical distance. This is going to be level distance. This is going to be vertical distance. All right, now let's go back to world where I call it. Oh, let's go back to A-Star and grab those. Okay. Now let's search for this. Okay. And do that. That should work. Let's make sure. Do I call it twice? I do. And then this one's going to be just range on both of these. Okay. Let's check. Ultimately, I should be able to move still. Yep. I do want to make sure the jump works. Okay. Yep. Looks good. Let me make sure I can't jump up the building. I probably need to create a little more of a level with multiple levels to test out specific stuff. Regularly, I kind of did that in the past, but I don't have that anymore. But it would be helpful, I think, just to make sure I didn't break anything. That's the hardest thing I think here is making a change. If my code shouldn't be that fragile, but it could be. Ultimately, I'm always nervous that I'm going to change something and break my code. Okay. Attack cells. Okay. Okay, I feel pretty good about that. So now I have attack cells. When I identify attack cells, and then on an attack state. Excuse me. Okay. All right. I don't want to identify attack cells here. I should identify attack cells here. And here, if I'm in attack state, which this should be here, I should highlight my target cells, except with attack cells. Okay. Oh, I have move cell num. That needs to be attack cell num. Okay. Let's check that out. I feel pretty good about that. All right, let's see. So that looks good. Attack. Yeah. Hey, that looks pretty good. Okay. And then same thing with him. That looks great. Okay. And then ultimately these guys should have one range. And they do. Okay. And if I attack, it should not go off the map. Okay, that's good. I want to make sure if I do this and I go back, move still grayed out. Yep. Cool. I wonder if I deal way more damage than they have, I want to still see how much damage I dealt. Oh, a miss. I think right now, I don't. I think right now when I do this, I see just however much their max damage is. So I wouldn't see how much damage I dealt. And I can check that pretty easily here just by doing this. Yeah, so okay. Ultimately, I think what I need to do there, the way I'm calculating it right now, or way I'm showing it, is like health minus current health, which I don't think is a great way to do it. I think I should pass the damage over, which I think would be better. Ultimately, I probably should have a function that's like hit on hit. Let's do that. Function on hit. And on hit is going to take in a damage. I think that's really all I need for that. And then I'll take all of this. Yeah. Interestingly enough, I'll change this a little bit. Okay. Ultimately, though, I can get rid of the and hit. Just if damage label is null, do that. If it's null and damage is the same as 0, maybe not, and miss. Yeah, I could set a miss value. I think that'd be fine. I guess I could say and hit. I could also have a hit value. Or I do this. Damage, hit. Because I want to be able to, like, if I actually do 0 damage, but you hit, I think you'd want to know that. So in this, I would say and not hit. Hit. Okay. And then I need to, I'll go up here. This right here. I think that's good. So on hit, if current health is less than or equal to 0, trigger out of health. When I'm unconscious, velocity 0. Excuse me. Okay. I guess I really don't need velocity to be 0. It's fine. I mean, it should be, but it's fine. Okay. That looks pretty good. And so then I have an on hit, do this thing. Where am I setting my health at? Oh, you know what? I probably need on health and hit. I don't need this health check anymore. And I can say current health equals current health minus damage. And then this, I wouldn't do this, I would just do damage. What does it want? Expected end of statement after expression, found identifier. Current, oh, okay, I see. Current health equals current health minus damage. That looks pretty good. And then when I call that, which I think is in here, there should be a target. Let's see where I'm at doing the attack here. Okay. Target dot on hit. So I'll have like var damage. Okay. Target dot miss equals true. Basically, here instead I'd want to say target dot hit equals false. Oh wait, no. I would just want hit to equal false. On this, what I can say is, yeah, I'll create a new var hit boolean. And so I'll say hit equals false. Target current health. No, I'll say damage equals character attack times 0.8. This is way simpler. Equals character attack. Else damage equals character attack times 1.5. Target that on hit, and I'll pass over damage and hit. Hit equals true. We'll just stay explicit. Okay, so then here, that should work. We'll see. I think it'll work though. All right. Okay, I didn't do the animation, but that's because interesting. I guess it's not too bad. Why did I not? Because I never set hit to be true. And I actually do need hit to be true here. Oh, interesting. I do have... Huh. Did I get rid of this variable hit? Nope. Interesting. It actually did set hit to be true. But it kind of said it indirectly. Maybe I can just say hit equals hit, which is really stupid. Maybe I say like hit result. I don't need to do this. I think that triggers the animation correctly. Let's see if that works. Yeah. Okay. Oh, interesting. Is he dead? Okay, he's dead, but he didn't do the animation. Is that right? Okay. Out of health. Unconscious equals true. Why did I not do the animation? Look at the animation tree. Is it because I wasn't getting hit? Let me also do... We create another one here. Another path, which is essentially from run to there. And then what I'll do is I'll say auto unconscious. Actually, don't know if that'll work. Okay, there's some weird timing thing where it's... Let's see what that weird timing thing is. Okay. I think I'll just put this up here. It's fine. I think I'll just say, hey, if current health is less than or equal to 0 up here, you're out of health. And then as soon as this happens, I'd start falling over. Let's check. But I'm not sure why. Let's check. Might be the same kind of thing here. Yeah, same thing. Let me think about that one. I'm guessing I have on end on one of these. Not on this one. Conscious. Unconscious. At end. Okay, what I'm gonna do is just print the unconscious value. Print unconscious. Actually, you know what? Unconscious is probably... That should work. So print unconscious. That should work here. So I should be able to see live what the values are for unconscious. Okay, so false. Let's see here. Okay, it went to true pretty much when he fell over. So there is there's a lot of lag time. Let's see, why is that? There should be a 1 second, but here's where it's dealing the damage. And it does the check. Interesting. Maybe I should be doing this up here. Oh, okay. It's because of this. And that's going to take a little while. Okay, that's going to look much better now. Let's check that out. By much better, it looks somewhat better. I need to blend those, which I can do, I think. Essentially here, let's give it a crossfade time of 1 second. Same here. I should blend them a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right. That feels pretty good. Okay, let me check my enemies and allies list real quick. And I might try to set up a win condition real quick. And then I think we'd be able to call it a successful stream. Let's check here. Okay, he's in enemies. Garrick should be in enemies. Okay. Basically, what I want to do here is within here say for allies in allies, for ally and allies, if ally is not ally that unconscious, if not ally unconscious, break. Okay. That's not quite gonna work. What I want to do, I think, is have like an ally death list. Ally death list and enemy death list. Just be like this. If ally unconscious, ally death list dot append ally. I'll do the same thing for the enemies. for enemy. In enemies. Okay. If enemy dot unconscious, enemy death list dot enemy, and then else will say ally death list dot erase ally. So it should maintain a death list. So it should know who all is dead. Okay. Is that really the best way to do it? I want to say if everybody's unconscious. I think it's okay. Basically, I will maintain a list always. And then I would say if ally death, I mean, this is asking for, okay, this would be asking for a bug. I was basically gonna say if the size of the ally death list is equal to the size of the ally list, you're done. I don't think that's what I want to do though. Let me think real quick. Best way to do this. I think the death lists aren't bad. And maybe it's more like a status list. And I kind of put the state of each character. Okay. So we'll say enum, we'll say character status, and we'll say alive, dead. Okay, so now I have an enumeration. Now I think I want, for this, I basically want a key, right? So I think I want a dictionary. So I think I want this to be a dictionary. And I'm going to call it ally status list instead. Ally status list. And then I want to set my keys equal to allies. So let me go to dictionary here. There should be a way to essentially set all of my keys. Okay. And then ultimately that should be pretty easy. I don't know if there's like a pinned array. Probably not. Okay. Okay, that erases it by key. Okay, I think that's okay. I can basically just cycle through it. That'll probably be the easy way to do it. Okay, so those are dictionaries. And then on ready, I'll say for ally and allies, ally status list equals, and I'll say ally, comma, we'll say ally, yeah, ally, comma, alive. I guess I'll say character status dot alive. I might say C state. Or maybe char state. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Same thing for enemies, or for enemy in enemies. And I might say, I might put here like initialize. Well, I guess that's kind of the same thing. And we'll say enemy status list enemy char state dot alive, and I might change this to unconscious just to match, because I think I'll have a separation between unconscious and gone, right? Okay. So this is good, actually. Then really what I can do is when I go unconscious, I can set my own value to this. So I can say, just pretty much constantly, I can say player priority dot what is that called? Oh wait, if okay, I need what group I'm in. That's interesting. There should be interesting. So basically, if I'm in allies, okay, let's check for open documentation on here and let's look for groups. Can't do it. Let's go all the way back because it's probably all the way back in objects. Okay. Get property list. Okay, maybe not. Let's go look for at nodes. Group is in group. Okay. So it returns true if the node. So I basically say if is in group. If is in group allies. Player priority dot allies status list self equals oh man, here's the problem with using a dictionary here. Yeah, it's up here. Okay, maybe I won't do the dictionary for now. I kind of want to. I think it's good. I think it's worth it. So essentially then I need to call from here equals player priority dot char state dot conscious. And then what I need to do is if this and unconscious. Do that. I'm going to make a function called check status. Okay. We'll have function check status. And then basically if I'm in this group and I'm unconscious, actually I can say first off, I can just say if unconscious if I'm in allies. Actually, I could just pass in my group, right? Check status group, and then I could say, let's see. I think that's overcomplicating. What I was gonna say is I could like say dot this, but I think that would get really complicated really fast. So I think this is okay. Elif, I'm in group enemies. Enemy status list. I think this is actually just ally. Okay, and then I need the else condition if I'm not unconscious. I'll just do an elif. I'm not unconscious. I have a lot. I expect that I end up expanding this quite a bit. Okay. What doesn't it like? Standalone lambdas? What? Check player status. Still thinks there's some kind of standalone lambda. Oh, okay, I see. All right, I was like, what are you talking about? Okay, we're good. Okay, so that should be assigning everything I need here. And then basically I need let me play that real quick and make sure it's working. Make sure it just doesn't break, ultimately. It did break. Invalid set index. Okay. Self, it doesn't like self. I'm about to be done here. I do want to finish this. Okay, so ally status list. Let's do this real quick. Ugh. Basically, I want to get rid of this whole function. Okay, let's see here. Let's print allies and print enemies. Okay, I can stop printing that. Interesting, because it's in there. Oh, okay. Should be like this. That should work now. And I'm gonna have to head out here. Let's try this really quick. Okay. Oh, interesting. I can no longer attack. What did I break and why? Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm not doing anything with that yet, but that's pretty much it. I think I'm gonna call it there. I'm gonna record that bug. And let's pick someone to raid real quick. Catch you soon. Thanks.